Hello, my friends. Today is August the 5th, and this is a psychic reading for you if this is your birth date. This is a 4 card pull to cover the year to follow. I am a psychic reader and a healer, been doing it for nearly 40 years. Check out my credits. I do one-on-one psychic readings over the internet, as well as a lot of different modalities here in my office in Albuquerque, New Mexico. 4 card reading to cover the year to follow, a lens to look at the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action to take to stay in balance, and an outcome or a synopsis card. So the lens card of the year is the prayer. And what is the prayer? I think the prayer is when we step out of our small selves and understand that we are part of some bigger picture, we are part of some bigger connection, and then that in our small selves we might not be able to make an effect, but in our bigger selves, our connection to our spirit, our connection to our divinity, our connection to our nature, our connection to our love and our compassion, do we ask for help, and do we give our gratitude for what we have received, and do we find a way to be in a sanctified place? Now, prayer can be a simple walk in nature. A prayer can be a simple upliftment from a song. A prayer can be a simple kiss shared as a prayer of connection, as a prayer of rejoicing. So the prayer is really up to you. How you pray, who you pray to, what do you pray to. I think the prayer, when it steps us out of our own small selves and says, I can't do this by myself. Thank you for what you have given me, and can I have some help? I ask for help to understand what I need to do, and I ask for help for my own sanity, but I ask for help for humanity's sanity. Anytime you can make the prayer a big enough prayer to ask for the goodness of all to come in, that's a very powerful prayer, and that's a very powerful resolution that can come from that. So what is your particular challenge thinking about prayer this year? Ten of Cups. This might be a year where you come to a place where you should be celebrating, where you could be celebrating, the joys of connection. Cups, the sense of celebrating some kind of a wedding or some kind of union or some kind of emergence or some kind of just happiness that has been brought to you. But that's your challenge. Why can't you celebrate? Why aren't you open to celebrate? What is stopping you from really rejoicing in where you've gotten to? Now the tens are also a sense of, have you finished a chapter? And is the chapter now about to go into something else? Do you need to drop what you have done and move into something else that more fits you? Maybe you're feeling that kind of energy that, you're happy, but you're not satisfied. Yeah, you're pleased, but you're not, it doesn't feel like it's the right continuation to go through. Sometimes the tens are endings and say it's time to start again. Sometimes the tens are just celebrations that say, oh, now I'm going to dive deeper. So what can't you celebrate about that? What can't you honor and have gratitude in that for? What can't you be at peace around? And I think that's ultimately what this is. Ten of Cups is often about, a luxurious feeling of celebration, of joy, of connection, of pleasure, of love, of compassion. But if it's not there for you, what is going on? Is someone bothering you? Is someone threatening you? Is something making you have a cause for alarm? Is something keeping you from rejoicing in what has been made? Here is the action to take. Armadillo. Armadillo, one of the strongest things about armadillo is protection, layers of protection, layers of, you can step here in this circle, but if you can't come in this circle, we can have our hearts together, we can share our time together, we can be together as one, we can share our vulnerabilities and raise each other up. But on the next circle out, I'm only going to allow certain people to come in this far. I'm only going to allow certain energies to come in this far. If you're non-violent, if you're just, the everyday kind of energies that I want to commune with and have a sense of life with and learn through. I welcome that energy in this next outer circle. But then there's another line, another armadillo shell on that far end that says, I'm not going to allow this into my life. I'm not going to have this in my life. I'm not going to allow you to be in here to threaten me. I'm not going to allow you in here to be disturbing to me. I'm not going to allow you in here to hold me captive to who you think I should be and how I should be and what I should be. So this is about, I think, setting really clear boundaries, really clear boundaries that say, no, you can't do this to me anymore. No, I'm not going to let you do that. Putting up good protections. What does protection mean for you? You know, in a lot of ways, it comes back to that sense of prayer. You can do a lot physically to protect yourself. You can do a lot emotionally to not share your emotions. You can do a lot fiery on your driveway to drive energy to say, I'm not going to work with you. I'm not going to work at that. I'm not going to let you color my push, my drive, my fire, my energy. I'm not going to give you the power to make me angry and crazy. So there's another level there. And then the prayer gets to the place of the heart that says, well, maybe I should pray for you as well as I should pray for me. You who are bothering me, you who are maybe hurting me, you who are upsetting my sense of peace and pleasure and love and joy. And that becomes a sense of maybe you can pray for that other person or those other people. Send them light. Send them light into their hearts. Send them light into their heads. Send them deepening connection to truth into their being. Send them a sense of welcoming to a higher concept. Send them a connection of light from God. God is creator, all that is. As you send it to yourself, as you call it to yourself, as you call protection to yourself, as you call peace to yourself, as you call surrender in some ways to yourself, because you can't sit in this angst all the time. You can't sit in this concern for yourself all the time. You need a sense of peace. You need a sense of joy. You need a sense of celebration to break up some of that energy. And I know sometimes that's just not possible when you're feeling like someone is closing in on you and contracting on you. So I think the armadillo says, call forward all the protections you can do. Call forward all the boundary making you can do. Call forward a sense of sending them light so that maybe they can see from their own pain what they're doing. And maybe that can open them up to a new possibility for themselves. Send that light to yourself too. Maybe that will just open your eyes to a new possibility for yourself. And in that mirror, here's the final card, synopsis card. I look at this and I see a mirror, it's like that mirror outside is a mirror inside. What do you do with your own anger? What do you do with your own control issues that are holding yourself down? What do you do with those things? Do you pray for those parts of yourself that can shed some light into you? Do you pray for those boundaries within yourself that say, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to hold that pattern anymore. I'm not going to keep myself down anymore. I'm not going to not let myself celebrate because it's a time to celebrate and maybe I don't feel worthy. So this is an internal and external, a macro and a micro kind of feel that says, what's outside is what's inside, and how you treat the outside can be a way for you to look at how you're treating your inside and how you're praying for your own sanity and safety and love and compassion and truth to emerge. And that, I think, is a lot of what this reading is about. Praying for yourself and praying for others, understanding that you're just part of a bigger paradigm that needs prayed for, that needs some higher consciousness brought to, that needs some light shed on, that needs some a better sense of choice in this. So good boundaries, allowing yourself to feel everything that you're feeling in a safe place, praying for others who might be stopping you or impinging on you, but praying for yourself to see in yourself what you might be seeing outside of yourself and say, what do I do when if I do those kind of things outside of myself that others are doing to me, what do I do when I do them inside to myself? How can I open to that and be healed in that plot? So this is just another way, another year, another time for you to look at yourself and come to a better place with yourself. Aho.